So we've got a major problem where the carburetors have been leaking on the engine for quite some time now, which has caused a lot of yellowing and paint peeling. So we're going to pull the engine, we're going to clean it really good. I got some paint that looks pretty OEM, so that should satisfy the request for the customer. And then, while we have that all apart and we're cleaning it and painting it, we're also going to powder coat the covers to do a little bit of cool accenting that I've been working on. I did some testing on. That's why this thing is loose. And then we're also going to paint the rear swing arm, because that has to come off in order to get the engine out. And that thing needs to be just as nice and glossy and awesome like the rear wheel is, so that it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb and look awful. So we're going to take care of that, no problem. And we're going to pull a couple other things off and do a couple other sweetnesses that we want to do to it while we're doing all that. All right, let's do it. Okay, so it's all cleaned up, ready for disassembly, actually. So we're going to take this piece apart right here, because there's some grinding going on in here when you turn the drive shaft that I'm not thrilled about right in here area. And so we definitely need to look in here. There might be some rust in the gears and who knows what. So I'm going to take that apart, check it, clean it, put it back together. We're going to drain the diff oil, get this cleaned inside of there, put new diff oil in it, put it all back together. Then we're going to mod this a little bit. We're going to take these tabs off right here. We don't need these anymore. It is to hold the hose for the air shocks. Not going to be using air shocks anymore, so we don't need these. Blend that all in. It'll be looking awesome. And the gaskets for the bearings for the swing arm. One gasket is dried out but looking okay. The other gasket's dried out and looking gnarly. So we're going to pull both of them out. I'm going to try to find a replacement for them, and we'll pop them in and we'll be good to go on that. Once it's all done and put back together, I'm going to mask everything off and paint it one solid color so that we don't have mismatches with powder coat color versus paint color. And then this one will be all set. Okay, so a bit of an issue. This thing is flaking like crazy. It's got little silver flakes all over the place, and we definitely can't have that under our nice new paint. So I'm going to try something new, which is soda blasting. I'm going to use this so I don't have to swap all the sand out of my normal blaster. Never really done soda blasting before, but it should help with any sort of concern about getting something in the gears or anywhere else. And we'll just fill this a bazillion times and give it a shot. Well, that worked pretty dang well, actually. It got all the flaky paint off, and this thing is looking really nice and clean now. So we're going to take the cap off, drain it, clean it on the inside, refill that sucker up, and then we'll start reassemble. So I laid it down on its face so it could drain a little better. There's some chunks coming out of here, but it looks more like really thick oil than anything else, so I'm not terribly concerned. There's no shininesses and flecks in there, so we might be all right. It's kind of concerning that there isn't a whole lot of oil in it, but we'll get it cleaned up later once the oil drains out of there completely, so we can check and make sure the gears aren't worn out or anything stupid like that. So while I wait for that to drain, we're going to get these tabs off of here because we don't need those anymore, and bench it all in so you'll never even know it was there. So I've got things smoothed out that were actually pretty gnarly on the faces that matter, like the ones that are facing out. And I don't think it's avoidable. I'm going to have to sandblast this. There's just too much rust on here to not have to sandblast it. So I'm going to stick it in there, clean up as best I can, then rough up the paint. I don't need to clean it completely to steel because we're just painting it. As long as it's roughed up and it's clean, it should be fine. Next step is going to be replacing the races on this thing. Rule of thumb is if you're going to put in new bearings, then you might as well replace the races, because even though you can't really feel it, sometimes there's some pitting. So we're going to get these suckers out of here on both sides so that we can stick in new races, new bearings, and new seals. I know you're probably wondering, what the heck is he struggling so much on? Well, let me show you with some visual aid. Normally, it looks like this, where you have a pocket that the race sits in and a through hole that's slightly undersized from this ID. That way you can get your tool in there and get underneath it and then pull it out. Unfortunately, Honda decided that they didn't want to do it that way on both sides of the swing arm. They decided to do this on the other side, where the race is sitting in the pocket, but there's no undercut. The through hole is the exact same size as the ID of this race. Therefore, I have to actually cut an undercut in the part here so that I can get my pull tool underneath the race and pull it out. There is your problem. Yay! Well, that was a lot harder than it should have been. Thanks a lot, Honda. So now I got to clean up the mess that cutoff wheel did, make it sweet again, and then get the brand new races back in here so I can paint this thing. All right, so the plan here is we're gonna get some diesel and we're gonna pour it in here and we're gonna slosh it all around inside, get all that leftover nasty oil broken down so we can clean it out for real, get it nice and crisp in here so that when the new oil goes in, it's effective. Alright, so this one is all maxed up and ready to be painted. This is all masked up, ready to be painted. So here we go. All right, paint is done, looking fantastic on all the parts that matter. Got this little piece right here, like that, yeah. And then, look at that thing. Whew, that is awesome. And then I even took some time and I cleaned up all the little bits that go on here and on here, so it's looking beautiful. And then we even got some new stuff to go in the swing arm, and the drive shaft got some love and got polished up with a wire wheel, so this is looking great. I think it's assembly time. We're gonna fill it up with this nice Honda gear oil so that this thing is fresh and doesn't have any problems. Like butter. Butter, just, it's so smooth. Now that it's been cleaned on the inside, it's so smooth you can't even tell that they're gears anymore. It's just, oh gosh. That's awesome. Man, and that feels so much better. Oh goodness. All right, on to the next thing. Well, that's it for the diff and the swing arm. We're gonna set this off to the side and it's gonna wait till the engine's done so they can put the two together and it'll look awesome and work really great now that it's all greased up the way it should be and looking sweet. So thank you guys for watching, I appreciate it. And as always, you guys be careful out there. Yeah!